Hey guys, welcome back to Candy Beauty. So today we're taking a look at the new Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette, Lightwork VII. She usually comes out with one of these around the holidays. They are usually pretty expensive. Like, I feel like when she first started coming out with them, the first couple years they were amazing. But the last 2 or 3 years, I feel like it's kind of been repetitive, just a bunch of multi-chromes. However, we're going to take a look at this one. This is definitely very different. To me, it's like a little too extra. So this is made in China. There are 18 shades. I mean, the palette itself is stunning. However, I just chipped that matte shade just trying, because this does not, as far as I know, like this, I don't even want to, I feel like I'm going to mess it up just doing it. This is going to mess up again. Okay, no, it is magnetic, but it doesn't like, I don't think there's a way to just have it open like a regular palette. This is a little mirror, but it also is like a cover. So the way that this is intended, I guess, is to stack. These come out, which I'm not going to show you because I just tried to take it out and I chipped it, and I'm not going to do that again. It's too expensive of a palette to do that, but they come out. They're 3 individual little square palettes, and then you put this mirror, this comes out of here, you put this on top, and they're stackable. I don't know, to me it seems a little extra for no reason. Like, I get that you might want a smaller palette to bring with you. I don't know, then just make smaller palettes. Like, come out with a big palette and make smaller palettes, in my opinion. Like, this is just too much. There's too much going on here. It's like kind of gimmicky, in my opinion. But I get the appeal. Like, I get that it's trying to be makeup artisty, but like, again, to me it doesn't track. So I'm gonna swatch these before I mess up the palette even more. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, tap that bell so you can be notified of all the new upcoming videos. I do a lot of fragrance, makeup, bath and body, all things beauty. You name it, it's right here, and I would love to have you join the fam. And I probably will be doing some giveaways, if not on the holidays, maybe shortly after. I've got a lot of declutters though that I have to do first, so we'll see. But all right, let's get to swatching. So she does make some beautiful products. I love Danessa Myricks. I love a lot of products from her line. However, I'm excited about this one though, because I do see quite a bit of matte shades. There seems like there's different formulas. There is like a velvet metallic formula, a chrome metallic formula, these hyper shine metallics, which I believe are the blue shades. See, I can't even tell where are the shade names. Okay, so Golden Child is right here. That is an elastin multi-chrome. There's the soft touch mattes and the color accurate mattes. I don't know. I'm just gonna read the description. It says, captured in one palette, Lightwork VII celebrates 10 years of artistry, community, and innovation with iconic pigments reimagined for today. This collection blends grounded beauty with surrealist culture and texture, 10 versatile finishes, infinitely variable shades. Okay, it doesn't even say though. It's a stackable, collectible palette made to mix. Okay, it doesn't even say like the difference as far as like formula-wise what the shades are. I think for time's sake, I'm just gonna like go ahead and swatch these. For somebody who doesn't have a lot of multi-chromes, I think, you know, these are nice. But honestly, like the Pat McGrath holiday palette has multi-chromes. I guess it just depends on what your budget is, what you have in your collection. For me, if there are new and innovative multi-chromes, like that shade right there is pretty cool, but I feel like I've seen it 1,000 times over. Then great. But if, ooh, I like that. Okay. I'm just going to stop talking because I always like start out being like, meh, like a little crabapus, and then I end up loving the palettes at the end. So I just think that $128 is quite a big price point. And I thought that her palettes, I could be wrong, but weren't they made in Italy in the past? This one's made in China. So I'm a little bit confused about that as well. But you guys let me know. You guys are the experts in the comments below. Like, am I going crazy? Didn't they used to be made in Italy, or am I confusing her palettes with somebody else? I also finally came back in stock, got the little mini pastel palette that was like, has been out of stock like 3 or 4 times now throughout the year. I think it came out in the springtime. So if you guys want to see a review on that, I will be more than happy to do that. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to put my hair up today. Well, that is wonderful. I need to definitely do that when we create the looks so that my hair doesn't get my face. Okay, so that's this first little palette. Now moving on to this one right here. What I do like so far is that I can foresee, because of the mattes, which again, her other palettes in the past, Lightwork, like the last 2 years, I don't think they had many mattes. They might have had like one matte or like a cream shade. So I am excited that there are a lot of matte, like more matte shades in this palette. That is definitely exciting for sure. Ooh, I am loving that shade right there. Woo! To me, it would have been cool if she had sold these as separate palettes, because knowing me, I would have bought all 3 of them anyways. But just from like a price standpoint, I think that would have been a better idea. I feel like people could then choose like what palette they wanted as far as color scheme, what they already have in their collection. Oh my God. And then kind of like go from there, you know what I mean? And then, you know, they could have, if they wanted to, gotten all 3 of them if they wanted to, or they could have just gotten 2 out of 3, you know. These 2 shades are like way too similar. They have the same exact shift. I don't get it. Yeah, I feel like they have like the same shift, both of those purples. So I'm not understanding that, except for one is like that chrome formula, but yeah, that's a little bit, right? Like they have like, I think they have like the same shift. Yeah, they both have that like lime green shift. That's a little bit redundant. Why would you create, I don't like that. That seems like a waste of a shade. But the palette is freaking stunning so far. You have to like multi-chromes. That's the thing with her palettes that she's, now this one is a little bit more cohesive. Again, there's like some mattes in here, so I feel like this is more of an all-around palette. It's not, you know, it is something you could probably use, but typically the Lightworks in the past have been like all multi-chromes, and you know, oh my, so I don't know, we will see. Again, I think like with so many affordable palettes, like there's the Wicked palette, there's the Makeup by Mario, there's like the new Natasha Denona palettes, and then the Pat McGrath, which are all like in the 80, 70, I think the Wicked one's around $60. I just feel like this is a lot of money, but it is a beautiful palette. So I'm really excited about this shade right here. Yeah, that is freaking gorgeous. Again, though, I feel like these 2 shades are very similar. The 2 purple shades, like how many silvers do we need, you know? And it's like the same exact purple. That shade is fire. That is a beautiful blue shade. Okay, so there's the last. All right, so I'm gonna put my hair up. We're gonna create some looks. I think we'll just do 2 looks because I don't know. There's a lot going on with this palette. I can already tell formula-wise, formula is great. Great, great, great. Even though it's made in China, I have no reservations about the formula. The mattes are creamy, buttery. I just have a feeling this is gonna slay on the eyes. So I'm super excited to create some looks. Okay, I really cannot emphasize enough how much I detest. I hate the design of this palette. Like, I feel like this is gonna fly and go everywhere and break into a gazillion pieces. I do not like it. I do not like it. I just want a regular old school palette. I just want a regular old school palette. I don't like the design of this palette as far as like this thing coming off. I don't like it at all because I need it to like fasten. All right, anyways. So I was doing some calculations. So I know like the Sephora sale, usually they do the VIB sale and then they'll do like another sale closer to the holidays where I think it's like a 20% off for everybody. So $128, that's $25. So it's still like $103 this palette. Ugh. I was hoping the discount would be more. And then if you add like tax on that, like it's another, geez, my tax is like close to 10% here. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm still up in the air on everything with this palette. All right, I'm gonna go in with this shade first. All right, I'm going into the inner corner with this shade right here. Yeah, this palette is like everywhere right now. Oh, it's all over me. Not really liking that. And we've seen this one, this shade, like probably 3 or 4 times in her Lightwork palettes before. Like these shades right here, we've seen like 1,000 times over in her palettes. So it's, you know, what are we, just like having stock left over from last year? We got to use it up. Like, come on. For $128, I want new shades. I want new shades. I know I'm being harsh, but that's because I expect from Danessa. Okay, if you're, you know, Pat McGrath, you can get away with this, but with Danessa, I expect more. She is my OG. I love her, and I expect more. I expect more. So I have high standards. All right, going in with this. I'm not really liking that shade. It's not really doing much on the eye. It's okay. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this one right here. And also with these like chromy sort of a shades. I don't know if you can see like the difference in the texture. You have to be careful with application because in order to get that texture to come across, you kind of have to like pat it on. To get the full potential of the shadow. Because otherwise, if you just like smear it on like that, if you just like, it's going to be more of a foiled. But to get that like sparkly sort of chrome effect, I would suggest patting it on like that. Now I'm going to go in with this shade in the outer corner. And I do feel like with these Lightwork palettes in general, that fingers are the best way to apply these. That's what I've noticed with her other Lightworks, is that fingers really work best with these formulas of hers. I I feel like that's kind of lame. What should we do? I'm gonna go in, and also these two shades, the purple shades, we've seen those 1,000 times over. A lot of these are like shades like the whites, the white shifties, the purples, this green. I'm not sure about this blue one, but I feel like both of these blue ones we might have seen before. So it's kind of like this. If you have not experienced, I'm going in with this shade right now. Sorry guys. If you've not experienced a Danessa Myricks palette, is this worth it? Yes. But if you have her last like 3 that she's already come out with, then you're basically just paying $128 for repeat shades. And not to mention, every other indie brand in the world does these same, like these are not special multi-chrome shades. They're pretty basic as far as shift goes. So again, more chances than not, if you're into multi-chromes, you probably are buying the indie brands. And if you're buying the indie brands, then you already have these shades in singles like 1,000 times over. Now it is nice to have them in a palette. It is. But, you know, I think she needs to switch it up with these Lightwork palettes, or just do a different palette altogether for the holidays. Because it's getting very, very, very redundant at this point. Repeat shades, you know, not good. It's just not good. All right, I'm gonna go in now. I'm gonna kind of like try to brush the lash line with this blue right here. See how that goes. Might be a caca mess. We will see. Because these shades, unfortunately, they really do have a lot of pickup, and they're also like a very putty-ish formula. So as far as using a wet brush, it's going to be difficult. Trust me, I've tried this before with all of her other Lightwork palettes. It's hard to use a wet brush, so you have to have like exactly the right type of brush. Again, finger application really just does the best with these. I was trying to go for like a more neutral look, but again, I just don't think that that is possible. With this palette, I was hoping for like, if I stuck with like this in this realm, like I could get like a really beautiful, like sort of like natural, but it wasn't happening. And that's the other thing, like the shades are like kind of too much. I want like that Makeup by Mario or like that Patrick Ta like formula. I'm now gonna go in the outer corner with that blue that's on my brush. Just want a little bit more dimension. Okay, that is not working. I'm gonna go in with my finger because I feel like it's not even. There we go. Okay. That's crazy. I feel like I haven't done a colorful like look like this in a minute. It's a lot. I probably shouldn't have gone in with blue, but anyway, I'm gonna put some lashes on and I will be back for my final thoughts on this new Danessa Myricks Lightwork VII palette. It won't even, okay. Formula wise, the mattes are good. There's only a few mattes. My eyelash won't even stick. There's too much going on and not enough going on with this palette. For $128, I want different shades than what we've experienced in the last 3 palettes. First of all, people can't be just affording $128 palettes if it's not something revolutionary. This is not. There's too much going on here as far as like the design. It doesn't work. Like for me, the stackable thing is stupid. These are not, because these are not formulas. Oh, this lash, jeez. These are not formulas that you can throw like in your purse or your makeup kit. All right, I'm just taking them off. And like be on the go with. It's a hot mess. Like this palette is a hot mess. It gets everywhere. It got all over my face. It's not easy to work with. You can't use a brush with a lot of shades. You have to use your finger. It's lots of kick up. It's messy. For this price point, there's too much going on here. You can't just create like a nice neutral look. Like it's like bold and crazy and great if that's what you want. But if that's what you want, you're probably buying better quality indie eyeshadow palettes anyways. Just saying, for $30 to $60. I mean, even some of the higher price like Depth, they're still usually within like the $70 to $80 price range. Like, so this is just nuts to me. This palette, there's too much going on and then there's not enough going on. Like there's not enough new shades. We don't have any new shades really. Like the design is just bad as far as like the construction of the palette. And there's not enough going on as far as like all you can create is like a super bold look with this. So yeah, I would not recommend picking this one up. I'm sick of these palettes. I want to see something new. Like, why do we need the same Lightwork palette? Like, it looks different. The design of it looks different, but when you go to swatch it, I can show you in another video. Maybe I'll do like a TikTok on it. Literally, these are basically the same shades that we've gotten in every single other Lightwork palette for the last 3 years. So why am I spending $128 when I already have this? Do something new. We're over this. People that want this type of a palette are gonna buy indie palettes. They're not gonna go to Sephora and Ulta and spend $128 on this palette. Unpopular opinion, I know, because I also am a Danessa Myricks lover. Like, I absolutely love all of her products. Like, now the pens that she came out with, great. I'm recommending those in my VIB video. Those are awesome. They're beautiful. They're special, but yet everyday. Like, those are beautiful. This is just wrong. It's wrong. It's not good. I want something different. If I'm gonna pay $128, I want a better palette. Like, literally repeat shades. These purples are the same. I mean, when we're not even talking about the last year shades, I'm talking about in this palette, 2 of the same exact shades, just different formulas. Come on. This thing is stupid too. Like, I almost just ruined the palette again because it doesn't just really, it's magnetic, but sometimes it doesn't clasp on the right way. And then you're having, it's just a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Do not like this at all. I never thought I would be this against something that she came out with, but this is not good. Where's the innovation? It's also not on trend. It's not on trend. Like, everybody else is coming out with neutral and mattes, and like, this is not on trend. Like I said, give me like a Patrick Ta formula, something that's like spritzy and glitzy and glam, but yet natural. This is just like, I'm pretty sure we've had these blues in other palettes. It's just not good. It's just not good. Okay, I'm done. Those are my final thoughts. I'm thoroughly disappointed. I'm sad about it actually, because I just love Danessa Myricks and her products so much that I'm just like really sad that I spent this much money, and I'm just sad that it is such a horrible review. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. After this horrible review, you're probably like, I don't know about this girl. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, tap that bell so you can be notified of all the upcoming videos. Again, I do lots of fragrance, makeup, beauty, skincare, bath and body, you name it. And you can always count on me to give a like brutally honest review. All right, you guys, thanks so much.